Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We have good news this morning. The WNBA players reach a verbal agreement on the CBA framework. Caddy Engelberg did it. Did it. The players did it. Everybody did it. They managed to shake hands, so that's very good news. You have to give props where props is due. So they done it. Took a while, scared us a little bit, but they got it done. So you have to give prop where props is due. Once again, so the WNBA and the WNBPA reach a verbal agreement on a new collective bargaining agreement, according to multiple reports, paving the way for the return of the games and continued growth of basketball for women basketball. After multiple marathon of negotiation sessions, so that's also a fact. So the season schedule will not be impacted. Training camp will open on April 19, and also like it was supposed to, the season will start on May 8th. Financial details are still unknown, but I have something to say about that in a second. I just want to say, like, I'm very happy that the season has begun. Well, not began, but it will begin in April, May 8th. What I believe it's going to happen, what the deal is, because we already knew quite a bit. The salary is going to be quadrupled to 5 times, 4 to 5 times the salary that they have now. So that's very interesting for everybody. Good for for the players. I mean, like, they weren't underpaid before, so there's no doubt about that. It's good for them. It's good for everybody, and it's good for us because we're gonna have a season. As also has been talking about on my Twitch channel on Tripoli Sunrise, I was talking about a lot about what I believe the CBA will end up being, because they were so far apart between 26% from the players' demand and 15% the offer of, which is equivalent to 70% of the net revenue, was 15% of the gross revenue for the WNBA, what they offered. And because they were so far apart, one thing I always been thinking was that the only way they can reach an agreement, because it's, if I'm a player signing for 8 years, the CBA on 15%, to me, for them anyway, for what they want and what they deserve, 15% was a hard pill to swallow. So it was hard to sign that. And if I'm an owner, because of the recent success, and it's not like 3 5 years of growth, the expansion, like massive growth in the last 2 years. But we're not talking about 5 years, we're talking about two, right? So for anybody in economics, like, based on 2 years, it's very difficult to make a projection on where you're going. So 26% for 8 years right now seemed to me that it was not possible. Like, it's not something they would sign. So what I'm thinking they're going to do is they're gonna have, either it's gonna be a progressive CBA in the sense that it's gonna be depending of what the revenue is each year, and then that percentage of share revenue may increase over the years, right? So the first year it's going to be 15, 16, or 17% for the first year, and then depending of the growth keep going, then we're going to hit 20, and maybe end up eating 26 in later years, right? Or depending of the growth. Bottom line, either or. And also, for example, like, if they keep doing, if the grow, or was going to be something shorter, like, because we want a season, we don't want to lose money, so we're going to sign a deal for 3 years. But I think it's going to be most likely a progressive one. It's going to be like the first few years are going to be some kind of number, and then it's going to, depending on revenues, that revenue share may increase. That's what I think they're going to do. But in any event, it's an amazing news. Props to the players. Props to Katie Engelberg for signing a deal and shaking hands. So you have to congratulate them. Sorry, French accent, the word that's very difficult for us to pronounce. Um, but in any event, that's where we at. Now, the next video I'm gonna do, it's gonna be about the free agency, because I have a lot to talk about, a lot more than I have to talk about this. But I wanted to be here this morning and talk about it because it's very important. And I was talking about this yesterday on my Tripoli Sunrise on Twitch. I was talking about that yesterday, and basically, I just want to confirm that that's what I think they're gonna do. That's what I believe that the contract is gonna be. It's gonna be something like a progressive contract of some kind. That's what I think. I could be wrong, and we're gonna find out in the next few days. But if you don't have a take, you know, wrong or bad, you have to say it anyway. So good for them, good for everybody. We're gonna have basketball, and that's pretty much what mattered the most. And like I said, free agency is gonna be very interesting. What's upcoming? So I am gonna have a very lengthy, much more lengthy video talking about the free agency because that's gonna be a very interesting to see and what's going on. And also the expansion draft is gonna be very spicy, put it this way. All right, so thank you very much. Have an amazing day, and let's get ready for the season. And peace.